Hello, everybody. Welcome to Real Talk, Fins Talk. I'm excited, man. How about you, Rob?
Very excited. Fins up. Excellent.
Definitely. Fins up, guys. Fins up, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good week. We should, right? We won the game. So I just want to thank our producer, our chief cook and bottle washer, Bobby Melendez, with the Fins Talk Sports Network, for allowing us to have this, giving us this opportunity to share with you all in the Dolphin community. My co-host is Rob Mosley, also known as Dolphin Thirsty. Uh, Rob, go ahead and let everybody know the work you're doing with DolphinThirsty.com.
Yeah, it's a brand new website. I'm recently retired, so I needed something to keep the mind
Right.
going. So I figured, what better way to finally do something that I want to do and have fun at it at the same time and keep brain working, because I have attention and deficit disorder. If it's outside of stuff I like, I lose my focus 2 minutes later here in retirement. So
Right.
Dolphin Thirsty just allows me to speak my passion for the Miami Dolphins, and been a fan of the Miami Dolphins forever. So it's just a natural fit. So I'm basically Dolphin
Right.
Thirsty on everything. Dolphin Thirsty on Twitter, because they don't let you have that many characters. So I dropped that S in
Gotcha.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
But for
Yeah.
the website, it's Dolphins Thirsty, and I'm Dolphins Thirsty on Facebook and Instagram, which I'm all kind of new at, but I'm growing
Right.
those things. Just all Dolphin talk all the time, 24/7.
Right. Now, real quick, Rob, I did read I guess the most recent article you have out there is the Eyes on Tour, correct?
Yeah, correct. The eyeball test. To me, he passes the
Eyeball
eyeball
test. Right.
test.
Right. Gotcha. Real good read, guys. Go to his website. He's always got some good stuff on there. I've been enjoying it. If you're a Dolphin fan, you're definitely going to go to go to that website, man. You'll really
Thank you,
enjoy it.
Steve.
Yeah, no problem. All right. We're not gonna pound the Buffalo Bills game too much. We're gonna kind of blend it in with Cincy coming up here in this short week, and we're gonna talk a little bit about the good, the bad, and the ugly of. Well, thank you, Evan. We're gonna talk good, bad, and ugly. Uh, Go through the offense, then we'll go through the defense. All three phases. And I'll go ahead and start it off, Rob, and then I'll have you do the offense. I'll do the offense, then you do the offense, then I'll go back to the defense, and you do the defense, and then we'll kind of summarize everything
Sounds
for
like a
the up and
plan.
coming games. Sound good? All right.
Sound good.
All right, good. So I'm going to go ahead and start and say, number one, look, man, I'm excited about this team. I'm really feeling good. I really got a good feeling. I'm rejuvenated, brother. Rejuvenated. Okay? I'm coming back to life, man. I mean, I'm feeling this team, and I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing. And the guy that I gave the most valuable player, or not most valuable player, the game ball to, and I said this on the show the other night, the post game show, Mike McDaniel, brother. Mike McDaniel has sold this team something, but whatever he sold them, they're buying into it, man. And I love it. I love the guy. The guy's excellent. I mean, you see him on the field. He's just cool, calm, and collective. And another thing I like about it is he's got a great relationship with none other than, and Evan's going to like this, Tua. He's got a great relationship with Tua, and that's very important for a football team. You know, you're talking about Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and on and on and on. But anyway, I like the way they are working together, and the support that he's getting from his coaches, because he has assembled a really good coaching staff. Kind of reminds me, I don't know if you were alive then, Rob, but kind of reminds me of the 70s when Don Shula came. He basically he was a Super Bowl coach, had experience, but what he did was he came to Miami and he assembled a great coaching staff to develop that team, and he sprinkled in a few more few players here and there. But anyway, and then we all know what the history of that is, the 70s. So anyway, so we're going to get right into the offense first, the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right. During the game, the running backs. We'll start with the running backs. I haven't seen a good this team has not been able to establish a running game, man. They just haven't. And I don't know what the problem is there. But here's the good news. During that Buffalo game, I saw some good running lanes. I saw some running lanes opening up that I haven't seen in a long, long time. And the only thing that was stopping them for going through that hole was Buffalo made some good plays on Morstead. I don't know what is it? Morstead? Morstead. I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name. But anyway, Morstead, you know who I mean.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. He was like just one tackle away from breaking that. A couple of times these guys almost got away. So they are opening up some running lanes. Cincinnati's coming up. I have a feeling we're going to see them open up those lanes, and I think we're going to make some good chunk yardage with their running game. All right, we've got to get that going. Moving on, and later in the year, we've got to get that running game established. Okay, especially in December. You know how cold, snow. Not a good, not what you call an ideal time for passing, right? So they got to get somewhat of a running game started. All right, we're going to go to the wide receivers. We know our wide receivers, right? We got Waddle, we got Tyreek Hill. We know about those guys. The guy I'm really excited about is River Craycraft, and I think you mentioned that in the article.
Yes.
River Craycraft. That dude is just playing out of his mind, man. He's a good target for Tua. Tua and him have a good chemistry together. And he's made 2 touchdowns, right? In both, he made one in the second game, one in the third game. Now I know they brought him off from the practice squad. I think he's going to be on this 53-man roster because he can't be pulled off again. But he's going to be on this 53-man roster, man. I hope you give him a contract because the guy's going to be. He reminds me of to be quite frank, kind of a Howard Twilley. Kind of a guy just works hard, comes to work. And he's a good route runner. He's very quick. He's a lot faster than Twilley was, that's for sure. But he catches everything you throw to him, man. He's just a solid receiver. All right. Our tight ends. We know about our tight ends, right? We know we have Smythe. Smythe is playing his game. We know he can block. He's doing good at catching some passes. He's going out there and playing a good game and making some passes, making some yards for us on that, right? We got Gesicki. Right? Gesicki. Honestly, I didn't think he was going to be a good fit in this scheme, and I still really don't think he is, but I think McDaniel is utilizing his skills, and that his skills is he's 6'6", 250 pounds, and he can jump about 5 feet up in the air, and he has good hands, and he's a big target for Tua. So I think he's going to – going forward, I think he's going to utilize him a lot more, even though he can't block with crap, but that's okay. I think McDaniel has something up as far as Gesicki goes. Overall, he was a good placement for Matt Collins. Matt Collins had a freaking really good game this past week too, man. He had over 100-something yards, 150 yards or something like that. But, okay, now we're going to go to our offensive line. Now, offensive line, we know about Armstead. Hunt is playing great. Actually, Hunt has stepped up a lot this year. He has stepped up. He's playing up the he's playing all pro caliber guard right now. He's really done well. Hey, Little, who's filled in for Austin Jackson. I'm not a crazy fan of Austin Jackson, but he's filling in his shoes. He's a monster. He's really doing well. All pro level, no, he's doing adequate, but he's doing good enough getting the job done. Honestly, I think he's beaten out Austin Jackson on that, on that side. Connor Williams, we know about Connor Williams, right? He's a good blocker. He's a good pass blocker. He's a good run blocker. He gets high grades for that. PFF. I don't know if all of you agree with PFF, but I think they're a good tool to use. Yeah. They're very. If you look at the all 22 and then you look at the PFF. And you see these guys and you look at them individually, then you'll understand where PFF is coming from. They're pretty right on. But anyway, honestly, I think Connor Williams is playing out of his position. I think he's a better guard than he is center. And as you've noticed, this past game in Buffalo, his snapping wasn't up to par. Okay, Tua was going up for the ball, going sideways, going down.
I noticed that too.
Yeah, so honestly, I think put Dieter in there. He did a good job for us last year. Put him in there. I think he can. He's not an all-pro caliber, but I get it. They're looking at the athletic ability of Connor Williams. Yeah, he can roll out. He's good. He's very athletic. But I can see their philosophy there. But I still would like to see Dieter in there and get Eichenberg out of there, man. He's got the lowest grade on our team. The guy's a bum. He really is. Okay, he makes 2 or 3 good blocks a game, and that's it. And then you don't hear from him. Why? Because he's not doing anything, right? So I don't really like the idea of Eichenberg playing guard or tackle, to be honest with you. Maybe I'm a little too harsh on him, but anyway, this is real talk. It's called real talk for a reason. So anyway, Tua. Now we're going to talk about Tua, Evan. Tua has had a great year. Look, it's only 3 games. I get it. It's only been 3 games. We're really not going to truly be able to evaluate him totally until maybe mid-season, right? Especially coming in December. Let's see how he does then in those tough games and in a way, okay? But right now, I have to tell you, I'm on board with Tua. And that's hard for me to say. Now, I was for him. I wanted them to draft him, but I saw what he did the last couple of years. I said, man, this guy's he's not showing us what a 5th round pick should, right? A 1st round, 5th round pick, right? He wasn't doing it, but now he's showing us what he can do. The guy's been just throwing dimes, man. He's been throwing dimes, and the only concerns I have with Tua is his back injury going into this week, and his injury history. And I'm hoping that back doesn't, because a back injury affects all your play at quarterback. Think about it, So anyway, that's my evaluation of my good and bad and ugly of the offense. Rob, give me yours. Give me your real talk now.
Yes, I know. Yes, I'm disappointed so far in the running game, but there are some circumstances that have prevented us, because in the first game against New England, you just kind of had the feeling we were getting the feel of things. They will never admit it, but I think they knew we were going to beat New England that first game, and they were almost like vanilla. They were getting, the offense kind of getting going. The game, you never felt that game was in doubt for a minute. Right. Then you flip over to Baltimore. We're down before you know it. We're already down, and you feel like, oh my God, we can't even run the ball because we got to start, playing catch up, and we did. And then yesterday, Buffalo controlled the hell out of the clock, and they did. Kept the ball for so long that it was hard to get anything established. So after they did that long opening drive, you're like, oh my God, we got to score. So then we try to, then again, not making excuses for them, but I do see, like you said, there are hopes. I think we will be able to establish a running game, and that's what McDaniel known for. And you just you can't fix everything in the offseason. We're looking pretty damn good right now. It's just, it's just going to be I think this team, I don't know if you guys caught McDaniel's his press conference today, but
I did a little bit of it. I did.
He doesn't care about these power rankings and everything. Neither do I as a fan, because we're not talking college football where it's going to help us get into the playoffs at the end of the year. The team's record is going to decide that. So he wants to be playing. I know it's coach speak, but it seems sincere when it's coming from him. He wants to be playing their best ball as the season progresses and be playing their best ball at the end of the year. Because like he said, these power rankings, there's no little bylaw that's going to get you into the, playoffs. So I thought that was a good point. And as far as my player of the game on offense was Jalen Waddle. To me, this kid is really stepping up. Tyreek Hill was really quiet by Tyreek Hill's standards this past Sunday. But this kid Waddle from Bama, he's just, I have to admit, these Bama kids, Nick Saban drives me crazy sometimes, but he knows how to recruit and knows how to develop these players. Yeah. And this Waddle kid, he's just excellent. He's the number one on, I don't know how many of the teams in the NFL is he number one. We just happen to have Tyreek Hill right now. But goodness gracious, I would hate to be a defensive coordinator planning for the Dolphins receivers right now, especially like you say, if you get 4 and Craycraft keeps contributing. Yeah, Cedric Wilson's almost been disappeared, but I know he's had some rib issues he's battling, and and then we got the young kid Eric Izugana, whatever they call him, but so he hasn't been gotten on, hasn't been seen playing. Yeah, so he hasn't been seen, but he's shown some talent. He flashed in the pre. So I mean, I don't think there's a better receiving room in the NFL.
Yeah,
And
I know, I agree.
of course, the offensive line. That was my biggest concern. Yes, it was sexy to go and get Tyreek Hill, but my biggest concern was that offensive line in the offseason. And they added Armstead. The only questionable things is the injury history. And so far, he hasn't been practicing, but I don't care if the man doesn't, he can be in there playing video games while all the guys are out there practicing. I don't care. As long as he shows up on Sundays, Thursdays, and whatever schedule we have in the playoffs, I'm going to be confident. Then I'm fine with that. And Williams, like you say, he's doing excellent. And he ranks high, but he does, like you say, they didn't even mention it. I thought one of the announcers during the game was going to mention that there was a few snaps that, and that's just enough in a rhythm game that, McDaniel liked to have to it. That little up can mess up a guy missing a guy on a slant.
No doubt.
That little extra second, it's all timing, and that could just mess up. But it didn't cost us in this past game. So that's it. So like I said, the ugly is the lack of running game. We're still under 4 yards a carry. You got to at least get to that 4 yards a carry to make teams, respect your running game. And it seems like for 20 years, we've been talking about lack of running game other than a few hits and, along the way. But overall, we have the same good, bad, and the ugly. But
gotcha.
Moving forward, I'm still happy with what I've seen so far.
Yeah, I agree with that. The only thing that I don't want to sound like I was too hard on the offensive line. They have been improved, no doubt. I mean, they're adequate. Thank God that Eichenberg he's sandwiched between Armstead and Connor Williams, so kind of makes up for his play. But guys, everybody that's on here, I appreciate you for joining us tonight. This is our premiere. We're just happy to be here. Please hit that like button, subscribe, share with your family, friends, neighbors. Hey, share with some New England fans, Buffalo fans. We don't care. Just, we're just having a good time here, having fun, and it's football, right? When it comes down to it. So please like and share and subscribe. All right, let's go to the defense, Rob. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the defense. Go over it real quick. We still have some time here, and then I'll have you go over it real quick, and then we'll close off. Okay, we'll close off. All right. So the defense. We're going to start with the defensive line. They did really good. I mean, they put a lot of pressure on Allen this game. They forced him into mistakes. I mean, and really, that's all you can do with Allen, man. You got to be able to contain him because he's going to make his plays, and he did. Luckily, it wasn't any long plays or anything like that. They kept him pretty much contained, and Diggs as well. They did a great job. Trey Flowers played really good. He had a good, solid game. Ingram he's a beast out there, man. The guy's just a beast. Okay, I didn't think he was going to play, but maybe 15, 20, plays a game. And here he is playing practically the whole game and just doing a great job. Of course, Wilkins has been coming on strong. He kind of started off slow, but he had a monster game. Zeiler's our sleeper, man. That he's always around the ball and making plays and causing havoc in that line. The disappointment for me, and I mentioned this the other night too in the post-game show, Jalen Phillips. Look, I like the guy. I think he's going to come on. He's just starting off slow again, and he's just not. He made that one play in the game, and I think he even pressured the quarterback maybe a couple of times. But he's got to learn how to get around those defenders other than just using speed. Use his arms, hands, whatever. Brett Lagasse made a good point about that. If you hear him talk about Jalen Phillips, he does a real good analysis on him. But anyway, I was disappointed with him. Linebacking core. Look, they had a good game. But I'm just not happy with the linebacking core, man. That's our weakness. Okay, Jerome Baker. Jerome Baker was all over the field and stuff. But I just think we got a wink link, especially in there in the middle, right?
Yeah. He did have that one nice big hit though on Josh Allen down there, the goal line. That was him. So he was a playmaker on that one. Anyway, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine. No, I appreciate it. You're absolutely right. If I miss something, let me know, man. Yeah. I'm not. I'm sometimes I could be wrong, but very little. it's very little that I'm wrong, but no, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. But yeah. I think we need to work on that linebacking core. And they did draft 2, right? They drafted good, and I think he's still in the practice squad.
Yeah,
and then the guy I want to see is Tyndall, man.
yeah, I know.
I want to see him. I know he's being developed, and that's a hard position to get into, middle linebacker, right? But and there's a lot to learn there, I'm sure. But I really like to see this guy, man. I think he can be a difference maker. He can be our spy for these guys like Allen and Lamar Jackson and all these other guys that have that dual threat. We might see him in the game. Who knows? This would be a good game to get him in, the Cincinnati game. Get him in, get him a little feel for the game and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, now we're going to go on to the defensive backfield. Defensive backfield did really good. They did excellent. They did their job. Man, I got to give props to frickin' Darth Cater, man. Cater Cowhoo. He's a diamond in the rough, man. I mean, he played a lot. He's played a lot of snaps, and I'm happy to see that. He played a lot of snaps this game, and he did a great job. And these quarterbacks were going after him, and he was making plays, man. He was making plays. He was on his man. They're no slouches, man. He's good. And who's the other one we got? I'm thinking of the guy.
Costner or something. Crossan.
Yeah. He made some good plays too. He was out there and played well as well.
He made a game-saving play actually.
Yes.
He took a touchdown. I thought it was a touchdown, and I'm like, and then the next thing,
no,
my God, the ball's on the ground. I'm like, oh my God! I thought for sure that was a touchdown. I was like, and they didn't. They didn't.
You're absolutely right.
They didn't get 6 on that drive, so that was a major play.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. He's played good. So, when Trill Williams went down, I was like, oh shoot, here we go. And then we don't have Byron Jones, but you know what? These guys are stepping up, man. They found some good guys in those two. Of course, Holland. We know Holland. He's playing all pro level this year. The dude's just a great leader on that defense for a young guy. He's only a second-year man, and he's making calls, directing traffic, and everything else out there, man. And making plays. He's awesome. No, Brandon Jones, he had a big game. Brandon Jones had a decent game. They're doing good out there. And I want to mention somebody that we don't talk about very often. Well, besides Morstead, that guy's just a phenomenal punter. He's a great punter. He's probably one of the best punters in the NFL, even now. Even now in his.
Well, everyone was talking about him this game, of course. Unfortunately,
oh yeah. That could have been a catastrophe, but he turned it into a.
No, I agree because he boomed on the free kick, man. He kicked the heck out of that ball on the punt. He did, and that was a game saver because that made Buffalo basically go a long way to get and time every second. Because if they would have had a few more seconds, who knows what happens in that game? It's just
for sure.
It was he came right back. Now we can laugh about it because if not, it would have been in Dolph. I wrote that an article too. We would have been like that would have lived in not as just merely a footnote. We can all joke and laugh at the memes, and we can still laugh at the Jets butt fumble because oh my God, I'm not even going to be allowed to laugh at the butt fumble anymore if this goes down in Dolphins score. So that's good.
Yeah, that was one of the funniest bloopers I've ever seen in pro football.
Well, it wasn't funny at the time, but now it is. So
my wife was watching a game, and I happened to go in the kitchen, and she goes, he put the ball in it. He kicked the ball in the guy's butt, and I'm like, what? I went over there, and I went back and I saw the highlights. I'm like, what the heck?
No, I know,
I've never seen it.
Believe it or not, that may have helped us win because if we just get a punt off there and then they're in great field position and they could probably get it. They would need a touchdown at that point, but they would have been it could have been a lot closer. So you just never know. So it's just sometimes weird things happen for a reason and for whatever reason. Because many years ago, Don Shula took a safety on. He had his team take a safety on purpose. So it's like almost a similar situation.
Yeah, that's right.
Weird, but they said they never thought about going for the safety on purpose.
Right, that's what I heard.
Was very upset. So
Yep. Yeah, that was funny. But also, I want to make mention real quick too is John Bethel. John Bethel made an outstanding play on that punt. Did you remember when he? Yeah. That was he was a pickup.
My notes, yes.
Yeah, he was a Trill Williams was when Trill Williams went down, I think he was one of the first ones they got, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But anyway, they got him after the Trill Williams, and he's turned out to be and they got him for that specific reason, special teams. He's proven it. He's done really well in all the games, anyway, so all right, so we did the good, the bad, and the ugly. Did you do the defense yet? Did you?
No, don't worry. We're running out of time here. So we
right.
didn't even really get to touch the Cincinnati game, and that's what we were going to try to cover.
All right. So what do you think about the evaluation of the good and bad and ugly of the defense that we just want?
I think overall, you're right. They were on the field a lot, and they only gave up the 17 points because 2 of them were the special teams blunder.
Yeah.
And as far as looking forward to Thursday, I know because that's what we wanted to concentrate, but
exactly.
I'm going to jump real quick. That's tough. Any team. Every team has to do the same thing every year, but it's tough, especially I find when you're the road team to do that turnaround and have to go play in front of a pumped up crowd against the defending AFC championship. It's going to be a very good matchup. So
I agree.
I want to even tell you where I stand right now. I just hope that the Dolphins go in there and they compete well and don't ruin all this momentum we have. Right. And no matter what, then we're going to have time to rest and get some of these guys healthier. And hopefully Byron Jones is back by the Jets game. And, we get moving. It's a one game at a time mentality for the team. But I mean, that's a fan that had seen getting on the fans, the next show's name, people get on the bandwagon thinking they're great, and then they just die out. So just one game at a time. Cincinnati's going to be very tough. I saw some people saying Cincinnati's a trap game. That's not a trap game. That's a very good team that's favored against the Dolphins. Now, if the Dolphins win against Cincinnati, then the Jets might be a trap game thinking, oh, we're playing the Jets. We can get healthy against them and, really get going. So, but the Bengals definitely not a trap game. I know we were down to like 2 minutes. So
that's fine.
It's going to just hopefully the Dolphins show on national TV at least a good outing. I'm not making a prediction one way or the other because it's really hard to tell on a Thursday night. You don't know what team's going to have more players sitting out on short rest until game time half the time. So, let's just hope for a nice competitive game. And the one thing McDaniel will have them at least mentally ready.
Right. No, I agree. And look, everybody's talking about Miami. It's a short week. Well, guess what? Cincinnati's coming from a short week too. So in that respect, they're the same. Okay. The only difference is we played in a freaking sauna bath down there in Miami,
and the defense played game too.
Yeah. And the defense, not only mentally but physically, they were drained, man. I mean, they were on that field 40 minutes, man. 90 plays, dude. 90 plays. But here, let me go and make I know we got down to the wire here. I want to make a quick prediction. And also, Joe Burrow, he is no Josh Allen. I think the Dolphins are going to put a lot of pressure on him. I think they're going to force him into mistakes. I think they're going to get some sacks, a lot of sacks. I think the running game is going to come alive. I think, folks, be ready. I think we're going to see this running game come alive this game. That's my prediction on that game. Hopefully. I really do. Yeah. Again, take it one day at a time. It's only the third game. But let me tell you something, man. I'm hyped. I'm ready. I'm ready for this game. I think Miami's ready for this game. Mike McDaniel has them prepared, okay? He has them prepared, like you said, okay? God forbid we get Teddy Bridgewater, the statue. But, hey, it is what it is. I still think Mike McDaniel will make it happen. Miami, 24-17, baby. Dolphins, number one. Number one, baby. Number one. Fins up, guys. Have a good night. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this. Thanks a lot, guys. Check out
Dolphins Thirsty on my behalf, too.
Yeah. Exactly. Make sure you check it out. Good night, guys.